How's it going, everybody? This is Rob Novakast back with another video of us, well, talking about Death Note, continuing our long journey with this show. And, yeah, this is actually really kind of getting interesting. We're going to be talking about episodes 27 and 28 in this particular episode, so without further delay, why don't we go ahead and get started. Also, quick thing before we get started, if you guys have not seen Death Note at all, please check out the show before watching this video, because there will be spoilers. Alright, let's go. So, with this particular episode, we are introduced to a couple of other new characters, who, to some extent, seem to have or display the same levels of intelligence as L. Mello and Nier. And both are, I guess, given the opportunity to possibly step forward to take on the Kira case. And each of them both have, like, their own little quirks. Nier is kind of like, and to some extent is huddled, or like kind of sits almost in the same ways as L, but likes puzzles instead of, like, you know, sweets like L did. And Mello, I mean, we don't get to see much of him except that he's very angry and emotional. Actually, to an extent, kind of like the opposite of like how L's demeanor was. But I guess is intelligent because, to an extent, he doesn't want to take part in the investigation, but instead kind of takes off and joins the mafia. I'm not kidding. But the reason he does it is actually because he wants to complete his own goals. What are his own goals, you may ask? Well, he wants to get one of the Death Notes. And basically, they actually set up a really elaborate plan, or at least the Mafia does, to accomplish this. One, by basically kidnapping the director of the police in Japan. And this kind of sets up an uproar for, you know, the people investigating Kira. And to an extent, to see if they would make a move, Light, acting as L, or at least Light, you know, acting as both L and Kira, proceeds to kill the director, seeing if they would make a move. But not the move that he thought they would. Instead, actually, them finding a new target and kidnapping Light's sister and taking her to America. We also get introduced to, or at least when it comes down to Nier in his involvement, with him creating, or at least being a part of this organization called SPK, which is an organization that has been set up to track down and capture Kira without relying on L. At least that's the description given on Hulu. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. Especially when it comes down to this new organization coming up. And might make things difficult for L and his, or not L, but Light, in his journey to become God. Episode 28 continues where 27 left off, where Light's sister has been kidnapped by the quote-unquote mafia members, and it's a race to try to save her. The only bargaining chip that they have, that the criminals will only accept, is the Death Note. So what they end up doing was, as Light sets it up, each member of the investigation that has been, you know, trying to chase down Kira, or aka Light, go on separate flights. Light and Misa being the first ones to arrive to America, and eventually, you know, all meeting each other at the same point, or at least not the same point, but everybody meeting each other in America to deliver the Death Note. Now, things start to derail immediately when Light's father, or the police chief, or whatever, proceeds to try to get on his flight when he's intercepted, and the flight that was supposed to take is switched to another flight, and inevitably what ends up happening then is that flight gets hijacked, put on a detour, and drops off Light's dad in the middle of nowhere. And I guess they had it all planned out, and this really brings tension up for Light, who is not particularly happy on being on the losing side in all this, especially with him contemplating the fact that he may have to kill his sister. It just, again, for him and like them trying to come up with this plan, it just gets worse and worse, because at this point, while Light's dad is in the middle of nowhere, a door opens up. It turns out that there's a underground bunker where satellite feeds or satellite video and photography cannot reach them. And when I guess Director Yagami, I think I'm gonna call him that, Director Yagami, goes down the stairs to the bunker, he finds his daughter in what looks like a rotating door / cage. And the way they have it set up is like on one side, they use it to, I guess, deliver the Death Note. And once it's determined that it's the actual Death Note, he'll rotate the door / cage, so that way Light's sister could be freed. And sure enough, after testing the Death Note, they end up, making the trade. And things get even more worse. I don't know how that would have been possible, but turns out, yeah, it actually does get worse. Because when the mafia member leaves, it turns out that there was something else that comes out of the ground. Really, because he's leaving through helicopter, and what comes out of the bunker is a freaking missile. And oh boy, with both the helicopter and the missile, they try to determine, okay, what should we follow or what should we track? Turns out they don't know, and it actually makes it more apparent now, considering that afterwards the mafia member blows himself up in the helicopter. So yeah, they kind of got screwed on that one, especially with Mello getting his hands on the notebook and then proceeding to kill off some of the bigger members of the SPK. So yeah, that sucks. But all in all, this was an interesting video, an interesting episode. And I will say, I mean, especially with Light, he shows very clearly that he does not like to lose. I mean, we've seen that before, but in this case, especially with this situation, yeah, it's not a good situation. So much so that I kind of feel sorry for Misa in this, because she tries everything she can to be supportive, and he's a dick. He really is a freaking dick to Misa in this. It's sad. Even when she tries to give him something to drink, he just like swats it away. That's a dick move, man. That's terrible. Don't do that. But all in all, these episodes were actually, I would say, like with episode 27 and 28, they've been all right. I actually really enjoyed them. Now with that though, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate it. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description down below, as well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Novakast signing off. Have a good one, and take care. Peace.